Hello, coders. Good afternoon. Let me just It's which button is it? It's which button is it? That button. Hello. It's me. So, this is the coding challenge review for April, and I'm just setting it up. So just give me a couple of minutes. I'll show you what I'm doing as I'm going through it. That button there. Hey, Mr. DB. Hope you're well. So yeah, this is the April challenge review, and I think I should have. Is this all showing on the screen? Yeah, it is. Cool. Sweet. Groovy. Woohoo. So we should have 04, and then let's move that over there because that's going to get really annoying. It's bashing on the table. That's the problem when you've got a desk like this. It's very difficult to put stands in places. Right, so yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Had a nice chilled out weekend this weekend, I think. It's not like I can go to any raves. But yeah, no, all good, thank you. All good. Just watched the first Avengers downstairs, which was nice. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hello, Tyrannid. Thank you for following and joining. Yeah, it's been good. I've been doing a lot of Cucumber work with the JavaScript stuff, getting into that. Okay, let me see. I would like to get another... There we go. And a side-by-side jobby going on there. Because what I want to do is I would like to see... Yeah, MCC... What I'm going to do, I think what I'll do actually, just for ease, and I'll sort all of this out on my machine, is I'm going to do just a git pull on the ones that were done last time, and then I'll check the Discord server and make sure that I haven't missed any. That's probably the easiest thing to do, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That I've got, and then I'll take a look at Discord. So I guess the first thing I should do is go over to the browser here and actually talk about the challenge, because this is the second part of the April Code Challenge, and it kind of sets the scene a little bit for the fight, and we'll talk about the fight in the next challenge, or this challenge. So level 1 was to delete the rows. Well, I tell you what, let's go back a couple of steps. Go to the last challenge here. So the first challenge was to build the table of opponents. It's basically like a brawl, if you will. A battle royale of various different types of characters. Witches, dragons, snakes, river trolls. They all have various strengths and various healths. And the idea is to build a table, and that table has the characters, their strengths, healths, weaknesses, a column for special powers, and then also buttons to increase and decrease and remove the character. Increase and decrease the health and strength, as well as a button to roll the dice. So in this challenge, we're creating the functionality around deleting the rows, increasing the health points, decreasing the health points, and rolling those dice. So the idea is that you would have 2 dice. So when clicking roll the dice, generate 2 random numbers between 1 and 6. Display both the numbers in the alert stroke modal. When a double is rolled, display special powers activated in the modal. Store the dice rolls and record if the special powers have been activated in a object that can be accessed in the next challenge. and then display the special powers. These are the particular special powers based on the values that you rolled. So the first one is when you hit double 1, increase the health to 100. Double 2, decrease the opponent's health. That should be health, not Heath. Oh dear. Decrease the opponent's health by 100. Increase the strength between 1 to 100. That's a double 3. Decrease the strength 1 to 100. That's a double 4. Double 5 hides the opponent or skips a go. Double 6 steals 50% of the strength from the opponent. When rolling the double, display which special powers are active. So I kind of already mentioned that up here. When rolling a double, all the special powers before are also active. Okay, so this is a little bit of a caveat here. So if you rolled a 5, then all of these are activated. If you rolled a 2, then only 1 and 2 are activated. Okay. Rolling the double 3 will activate the following. Yeah, that's what I've just said. And then level master is don't use any frameworks. Do it all in vanilla JS. Rolling a double 6 will activate all the special powers. Don't do anything with these powers yet. This is what we're going to do in this challenge. This will come together in the next challenge. Oh yes, it will do. Which I am writing up here. Anyway, okay, so that sort of sets the scene. So what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to do a git pull on these things, on these repos, and just see if anybody's done any changes, and then I'll review that, and also check on Discord and make sure that I haven't missed any challenges. If I have, please do shout. Okay, so let's crack on. Let's move over to the other repository. There we go, this one here. Okay, 2020. Well, still, I know I created April, but just for speed, I'm going to just run it off of here and do a git pull off of these things as I mentioned. So, can I do that from within here? Yes, I certainly can. Let's pull anything from GNOME Yodas. Nope, that seems to be the same as it was before. That's cool, no worries. Let's check out this one. Git repository pull. I could have just done this through the command line, of course. 19 files have been changed. Woo! My emojis are now firing off. Hey, Kislini, is that the right pronunciation? Hello. Let's go over to this view. Hello. Woo. Hello. Cool. We have a contender. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we have a contender. And let's have a look and see what has changed. Can I do this from version control? Yes, I certainly can do. This means 6 files that have been changed. The package.json file. Oh, no, there's been more than that, hasn't there? Index.html has changed. That's changing based on, it looks like the... Get away from that. So this is using npm. Package.json, that's changed. So we got Font Awesome and we got Bootstrap. Cool. This is Ilmila. I think that's the right Ilmila. I-L-M-A-L-A. Imala. Okay, so the package.json files changed, log files changed, obviously. We've got some configuration here. Interesting. Okay, don't know what this is about. And then we've got lots of changes. New Year's fireworks? Is this right? Have I... March? I'm running the wrong one. Sorry. No. That was correct. I just saw something about fireworks and I thought, hang on, that's a bit weird. Okay, alright. Let's see if we can build this and get this to run. Right, so we are in... here. And this is the fighting game. Do an ls. Let's do an npm. Oh, okay. All good. People have got... I have a new repository for it. Ah, okay. Gotcha. All right, let me just take a look and see if this has changed. And then I'll get back to that, Mr. DB. Cool. I'm presuming that's in the Discord channel. I'll have a look. So let's do npm install. Cool. Thank you. Whilst that's dealing with that, let me have a little look and just make sure I've got that, because I don't want to miss anybody out. Let's go to the... Where are we? Challenges, code challenges. Cool, but I can't get wait. Cool, next challenge. Yeah, I am right, doing the right one for Ilamilla. Cool, that's cool, good. And there's also, it looks like there is a link here as well. Can I get to that? No way. Okay, cool. So this is so Ilmilla has put on on the Discord channel the actual link to the app, which I will put in here. So I'm hoping we'll get to see this when this builds on my local machine, which seems to be firing through, which is nice. But we can see it here, which is brilliant. Cool. So you got the roll the dice button and the reset. I just want to double check that I've got, otherwise I'll forget. Mr. DB's job. I've made some changes. Would you be able to... no, I've got it here. Tests. So coding tests APR 2020. Groovy. I've got it. I'll copy that. Cool. I'll just come out of here for a minute. Two seconds whilst I sort this out. Mr. DB, CD, Mr. DB, ls. Let's do git clone. Gotcha. All right, got it. Groovy. All right, so back here. Okay. Cool. Sorry, I'm in the wrong thingy, aren't I? That needs to be fighting game. And we've just done a git pull on that, npm install. And if I did a cat on, do we have a readme file? We do, brilliant. Yarn or npm, I used npm, and then npm serve. Cool. Compiles and minifies for production and lints and fixes stuff. Cool. Yay! Okay, cool. So then now this is running locally. Okay, so it looks good. I mean, it's set up as required. So no special powers are present yet, which is good. Can I remove the row? Is that the removal? That one there. Yes. So I can remove all of the players, or the players in particular. That's cool. Sweet. Can I increase the health? I can. Can I decrease? Certainly can. Oh, look at that. There's a bar that changes. Can I make this bigger? Check this out. So the bar increases and decreases based on that. That's clever. I like that. That's a nice little touch. Okay, so let's roll those dice, shall we? Double shot, 3 and 3. Click anywhere to proceed. I like this. 3 special powers have been activated. Gain increased health to... Okay, so we're okay, I gotcha. 5 and 3. 4 and 1. 5 and 3. I sound like a bingo caller. 4 and 2. 3 and 5. Come on, I want another double. Yes, 3 and 3. 3 and 3. Now, why did 3 and 3 come up again? 3 and 5. 2 and 5. 2 and 3. 5. 6 and 1. 4 and 4. There we go. Okay, so there is difference. I wanted to double check that. Okay, so I didn't see that. Sorry. I just want to make sure. Come on. Come on. Come on. I was about to say, what are the chances? Come on. No. 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 I like the modal though. That's very good. Very, very good. It looks very nice. I really do like this. There we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, so all the other ones were activated as well. That's really clever. Now, there is also it seems to be. Yeah. Can you see that? We're adding the strength to and the health points to these things, and the strength and health points to these things. Okay, cool. Strength. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at the code, shall we? So let's go over to src. It's in view. Is my machine going to cry because I've just updated npm? Good. I want to get to the mechanics of the rolling of the dice, if I may. Which was probably going to be, here we go, rolling dice modal. I like it. It says exactly what it says on the tin. Good. That looks very nice. Double shot. Roll 1, roll 2. Clever. A timeout on that. That's good. Special powers modal. So we've got a modal for each type, which is good. It looks good to me. Can we see, is there a way to see dice.js? There we go. Here we go. This is what I wanted to get to. So roll 1, roll 2. So random int inclusive. Okay, based on the number. 1 and 6. Special powers is equal to, if roll 1 is equal to roll 2, then it's roll 1, else 0. Special power. Okay, so this is matching up whether or not there is a special power. And then we return the current round. Okay. Special power, if it's activated, and then the assigned powers. Special power types. Okay, cool. So this is configuration based on those. Clever. Yep. Configuration, always the win. Nice. Cool. Round state types. Okay, so we've got some constants here, which is good. Round 6 after fight, so we're obviously thinking of what's happening in the future, which is good. I like to see that. Number.js. This is the random.inclusive constant number. I would be cautious with this just because you're using constant names that are data types. I would just be a little cautious. But I see what you're doing. It does make sense, but I would just be very cautious if you're playing around with reserved words. I know that number isn't, but it sounds very similar to it. It's like calling something an integer, So a min and a max. That's 1 and 6. 1 and 6. Getting the ceiling and the floor, and then doing the randomization of this math.random, and you're timesing that by min and minus max minus min. So that would be, say, 6 minus 5 plus 1 plus the min. Okay, and then shuffling them. Okay, that's an interesting way of doing it. Nice. Sorry, my back pocket's buzzing. What's going on? Oh, it's just the Discord telling me that I'm live. I know I'm live. Cool. And then they're the random names. I do like this. I do like this a lot. It's I would just be just one thing I would be cautious on. I think is the calling the number like that. It might be worth changing that to say dice or something, or roll, because it's more. It's just a bit of refactoring. Just a bit of refactoring. Yeah. But doesn't it look nice though? I mean, it looks amazing. And you've got the rounds up there. I mean, that's something that I haven't mentioned yet, you know, to do rounds. 70 creatures still in the game. Does that decrease? Yeah, that decreases. And I like this. Phase 2. Is that, what's that? Is that phase 1? No. I was getting, it's just a link. That's really good. I really do like that. And resetting of the game, can that, if I was to take away a bunch of these characters, so we're at 9, reset the game, 1, yeah. So that's really cool. Really cool. Cool, okay. What's this? Why is that? Oh no, that's just my highlighting. Cool, I like it. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Where's my terminal gone? Oh, have I just literally... Silly me, I've just removed the terminal. Let's put it back to what it was, sorry. CD, here we go. ls, right. Okay, so we've done, I was doing it through here. Might as well keep it to the to here. So we've done this. So gnome Yodas didn't have anything through. Ilmila did really well. I really like that. Let's take a look at this one. This is probably also going to be a different repo as well. I will go and check. I will definitely go and check if there is... Why am I pushing? I'm not pushing. I want to pull. Git pull, repository pull. I'll do a fetch on this as well. Git repository fetch. Just to see if there's any other no, it looks good to me. There wasn't anything changed, I don't think. Version control here. That's November challenge, and that's November challenge. Okay. I'm gonna just double check Discord a minute, just because I want to make sure that this is correct. Actually, what I can do, let me just see if there is anything. Which one was this? This was MCC. CD into MCC. I just want to take a look. HTC challenge. Git remote. Let's just take a look at what it is on GitHub, shall we? I'm just very cautious that I'm missing code. That's not going to work, is it? No. GitHub.com/. There we go. No, that's not it. That's not the right one. Sorry, I had a mad moment then. It's not that. It's going to be this one, isn't it? GitHub. With the E. Let me just bring this back up on a new window. Let's just bring this down here. That's GitHub /. Come on, take me to GitHub. Thank you. Okay, cool. That's March, so no, there doesn't look to like there's one in April. And the last time there was a change was 28 days ago. So yeah, I'm going to say no. Cool. No worries. All good. Next one is Mr. DB, and we've got another one, haven't we? Got the April job here. So, okay, read me text. That's a good place to start. Sweet, like that. Okay, so this one doesn't have any NPM, which is nice because it's nice and easy for me to pull down, which is great. Oh, I remember this one. Fandor's. Fangor's Formidable Foes. I like it. It's good. So we should be able to just spin this up in Chrome, which we can. If my windows don't jig about so much. Nice. Okay, yes, I do remember this one. Awesome. Okay. Coding tests April. Yeah, that is right. I just wanted to double check the path there. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to test this out. So we'll remove some rows. Ha! Did you see that? It goes red and then it disappears. That is a nice touch. I like it. And if I remember rightly, and Mr. DB will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember talking about this, and these are hand-drawn, which is just incredible. I like it. Okay, let's sort the health out. Let's go. So they come at you. That's clever. That's so cool. That is so clever. You know what I'm going to try and do, don't you? Okay, cool. All right, fair enough. Cool. I didn't actually put that down as a challenge to remove the row when it gets to 0. I haven't actually mentioned what needs to happen when they get to 0. That's in the fight, but I just wanted to double check. That's really cool. I like it. Okay, let's roll these dice then. Let's reset. Yep, that resets. Let's hit the roll dice. We got 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Here we go. Special powers. Increase strength between 1 to 100. Decrease opponent's health by 100 and increase health by 100. Nice. I like that. That's a nice sort of display because it doesn't, you can see it all on one row, if you will. It's nice. I like it. The thing about these challenges for me is just seeing how people approach the challenges very differently. Yeah. Okay, so this is 6 and 6, so all special powers are activated. That's nice. Increase health by 100. I like it. Very nice. Very, very nice. I do like these drawings. Very clever. Well done, Mr. DB. I'm going to take a look at the code now. So where are we? Here. One of the things, well, there's many things I really like about this, but one thing is that this doesn't use any frameworks. So what you see is what you get, and I really like it. We are pulling down some fonts. From Google, we're using Roberto and Volkhov. So I guess it's these here, which is fine. That's cool. I like it. All right. Nice. Okay, so it looks very correct semantically, which is nice. So you've got the IDs in the right place. You don't have like classes. I can't see anything bad happening on my IDE, which is good. And if we head over to the JavaScript fighting game.js, okay, converted from PHP to JavaScript. Yes, so kudos for that. Big points for that. Improved page design with better color scheme with flatter buttons. Yes, cool. New dice images created with additional logos indicating when special powers are generated. Vanilla JavaScript use, no frameworks or libraries. Boom! Brilliant. And the use strict there, that's always important. Good. Okay, number of creatures is 100. Cool, we've gone through that before, I believe. Magnified. Okay, isn't as easy to notice that an entry is being changed without this option, although could be annoying if stepping through a lot of values. Magnified ink on. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure we'll find out. Okay, so we've got a class for a creature here. Oh, I like this. Okay, cool. So in the constructor here, we've got the species name. These are just properties. So the default properties there. Random int. What does that do? That looks like it's doing the... is that rolling of the dice, or is that generating a random... Oh, it's random number. It's generating a random number. Delete creature from the game. This deleted equals true. So is there... this deleted is false. Okay, cool. Incrementing the health. Decrementing the health. Decrementing. Yeah. If this health does not equal... Cool. So you've dealt with the fact that you can have, minus numbers are not good. That's nice. Get health value, return this health, so a getter there, an accessor method. Get details as array. Nice, that's a nice little touch. Okay. Okay, then you've got the... I see what you've done here. This is brilliant. So you've created a class for each specific creature, and you're extending creature. Yeah, I see that. That's brilliant. So that's how I would do it, definitely. Brilliant. Nice. And then your super name. So this is how you call the parent class. So super being creature, passing in the name. And then what happens there? If does that go into... Okay, fair enough. Okay, I would have thought that went into the constructor, but okay. Okay, cool. So you're doing a bit of overloading there, and then you're randomly getting the strength and the health. I see now. I see. Yeah, I like that. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice and clear, clean and clear. This class stores special powers generated by double dice rolls. This web page removes the output of the power types from the screen processing. Cool. There we go. There's another. Thank you very much. I'm just having a look at the Twitch jobbies to see what the name, and then praying I can pronounce it. Hello, look at all those emojis going up. Hello, Dommy 200 and 208. Is that BFH? I'm sure that means something. Hi, Dommy. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. We're doing a coding challenge review at the moment. It's always... I feel nervous when I'm reading someone else's code. And then double that when I'm live. Let's get the buttons right. So I want to hit that one. Cool. Groovy. Okay, so we've got a class here called powers. This is the constructor. This powers is an array, empty array. This available powers. So, okay, I see. This is the available powers to you. The special powers here. So set powers. Excuse me, number thrown. Does number thrown represent the array, the key in the array? Powers.unshift. Yes, it does. That is clever. That piece of magic. What's happening here is you're putting in a number, and it's iterating over the available powers, and it's pulling out the power. And what we're doing is we're getting the rest of, we're getting the power and then the powers below it. That's clever. Hey, Internet Hippo, thank you for that. No, this is PHP Storm, and I've just kicked my desk. I'm so sorry. Ow. Oh, there's a problem when you've got a standing desk. You start walking around and kicking things. Ow, that hurts. Yes, sorry. This is PHP Storm. Dummy. Right. Thank you, Internet Hippo. Glad you can make it. Yeah, time zones suck. Yeah. We were supposed to have. I was supposed to be on some meetings like a few weeks ago, and I got the time zones completely screwed up. I woke up to like a bunch of emails like, why aren't you on the meeting? Anyway, enough of that. So here we loop over the powers, and we get the powers that were below it plus the power that's available. I like it. Clear powers, not in use yet, but I can see that this is good. This clears the powers down, so it basically resets them. And this will get the powers. So the powers... So you've got available powers, and then you've got the powers that are active. Okay, so that's clever. I like it. I like it a lot. This class is for generating creature names that are linked to the creature type. This tracks which creature names already been issued to avoid the name being issued again. Also randomizes the name order for each creature type on refresh. So notice I'm going through the comments here, and I'm doing this on purpose. One, because it's nice to read them, and two is to make a point that there's comments here. Comment your code. That's what I'm trying to say. It explains what this does, which I really like. I really like to be told what things do before I try and work out what the variables represent. So the name issuing functionality has been decoupled from the creature creation classes to allow flexibility on how banks are issued, how name banks are issued. Okay, cool. So on a single instance per creature type. So we're passing in available creature names. So that's an array, I guess. So this is building the creature names, shuffling them, so randomizing them. Let me just double check that. So we've got Tug, and we got, I love these names, Norgan Squeezer. I'm sure I've seen this man down the pub. Let me refresh this. He looks like that as well. Norgan Thumper. Okay, Worm. Hogar. Yeah, so these are random. Cool. So this gets the name off of that. Shuffle the names. Why are we shuffling the names? What's going up here? Shuffle names. This available names. Okay, right. This is a mechanism to shuffle the names. I see it. Okay, cool. Nice little hat tip there. Cool. Creature name factory. A factory. Yeah. Okay. A little factory that deals with the names per type. Okay. Okay, now we're getting into the import data and run. I want to find the rolling of the dice. Reset button here. Reset. There we go. Rolling of the dice. So double dice roll is false. We get the random ints here, much like we saw on the other challenge. Forced dice roll for testing. Dice 1, dice 2. If that's greater than or equal to 1, whoops. And forced dice roll is less than or equal to 6. Okay, not sure. Can't work that out in my head yet, but forced dice mode for testing. Okay, for testing, sure. If dice 1 and dice 2, then set powers. I'm assuming these are constants that you just set to true or false. Change the dice image. Nice. So there's a whole method here just to change the dice images based on 1 and 2. Nice. So do we have images? We do. We've got an image here for all the dice rolls. That is cool. And we've got the dragons. Where's that man? The troll. There we go. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Output the powers. Increase the health. That looks good to me. Changing Val with optional font size change. Okie dokie. New health, that's the important thing. Getting the health values off of the ID of the dice roll. Incrementing the health. That's clever. Deleting the rows here. So this is the timeout for changing the color, right? So we change the color to this hex. And then we do, after that, we remove the child from the parent node. Excellent. And delete the creature from the game. This is clever. This is a good touch, because obviously just because you've removed it from the table doesn't mean that you haven't removed it from the game itself. This is really good. I'm really impressed with this, and I'm struggling to find things to not criticize, constructive criticism. I'm struggling here. You're making my job a little tough. I think it's brilliant. I really do. I think this is really good. I think you should be very proud of this. Very, very proud of this. That's the JSON for the names per creature type. Yeah, and I think it's set up very nicely for the future challenge. So well done. Sorry, I'm going to have a look at the comments now on the challenge on the stream. Sorry, I haven't been. I've been concentrating too much on the code. So. I tried to do live, but nobody watched. Well, not sure. Yeah. Oh, okay, we're talking about going live and stuff. Cool. Right. Okay, so let's take a look at the other challenges, shall we? We did an LS here. Where are we at? We're at because I might need to get the command line up. We've done Mr. DB. We've done Lamar Ilmela. I'm probably pronouncing this all wrong. So on here, the next one under this is M Wayne. And I will do a git pull of this. And I'll take a couple of slurps of tea whilst I do it, I think. If I can find, there we go, that's what I was looking for. Pull. See, like little touches like that, just, checking the data type. There's so much you don't understand how much code I see where there's like this is not correct and it breaks. This is refreshing to see this code. So well done. Okay, did anything pull down there? I don't know if anything came through. It's a bit difficult to see on this because it's November. Yeah, it's so far back. I'm pulling the whole thing, aren't I? Let me see on the actual M Wayne. Of course, I mean this could also be M116. Yeah, definitely. Oh my Z shell, definitely for the win. Definitely. Let's do git -v remote -v. No, I'm not in that directory yet. Yeah, I will not look back to just a straight bash shell anymore. Christmas countdown, Happy New Year, Flappy Bird. Oh, nice. Just having a peruse of this repo. Take that. Bear with me a second whilst I just have a little gander. Don't think there's any changes, and I don't think there's any others. There's 8 repos on here. March challenge, GitHub IO, no. Cool. All right. I'm feeling really out of breath for some reason. Don't know why. Oh, come on, Tyrannid. Of course it is. You nitpicking. Yeah, of course it is. I mean, you could. I guess you could install your own shell into Docker, but I was talking about from my own personal setup. But yes, touche, sir, touche. Ah, hello. I can't pronounce this. I'm gonna butcher this. Caligula. Hello. Oh, I didn't get there in time for the emojis to go up. Thank you very much for following. I do appreciate it. Very kind of you. Okay, who's next? Ha 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 ha. I like to break stuff. I definitely do. My own stuff. And you like to nitpick. Cool. It's like a match made in DevOps heaven, that one. Breaking and nitpicking. When the new HTCW site goes live, I may call upon you for your nitpicking skills, sir. Anyway. Let's pull some code. Is this in with a merge? Okay. Seriously? What, have I just broken something there? Is this in a different branch, Tyrannid? Are you sure you're sure about that? Yeah, you're gonna give me a bunch of bugs the length of my arm, aren't you? Right, let's come out of this. CD into user. Okay, that's what have I done? Not logs. Git status. What have I done here? I seem to have. My branch is behind origin by 1 commit. I don't remember breaking this. Git repository revert all the things, please. Let's reset this back. Maybe I think what I'll do is I'll just pull it down again, I think. CD, sorry about this. Was this in a different repo? Are you sure? Was this in a different repo, Tyrannid? grab that down. It probably was, to be honest. Cool. Okay, that's the March challenge. Do we have any... Do we have another repo? That's what I'm asking. Is there another repo? Let me bring that down. Could it be on April challenge, perhaps? Didn't make it in time. Oh. See what happens when you start nip. No, fair enough, mate. No worries. No worries. Cool. All right. I'm gonna just I'm gonna take a look at Discord and just see if I'm missing anyone else, because I don't want to, you know, so much hard work has gone into this. I don't want to miss anybody. I really don't. So if we, I've got like a gazillion notifications. I just want to find. Here we go. Right. So I've done Mr. DB, which was superb. There was a... I think I've gone up too far. Internet... let's take a look at this one. Ah, look at this. Monster battle. Okay. Nice. 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 This is Internet Hippo himself. Okay. And I like this. This is good. It's a running demo of the app can be found here. Whoa. Okay. Get you guys in your Netlify. Huh. Oh, look at that background image. That is sick. And I can't believe I've used the word sick. That's nice. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't like that. I hate it when people say that. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let me see if I can pull down the code. Well, let's do a click about first. Let's click this about and then have a gander on the code. So we've got some reset buttons and roll dice buttons here. And we've got some actions if I delete. Oh, so it tells you that it has been deleted. I like that. Nice. And can I increase the health? I can. Can I decrease the health? I also can. What happens when it goes down to 0? What happens when it goes to 0? Yes, I found a bug. Cool. All right. No worries. He's now 100% dead. Let's have a look. Come on, get it to 100. I want to get to 100% dead. There we go. Boom. Cool. Let me reset this. There we go. Nice. And that's obviously randomizing, which is good. Cool. I like the pastel colors. That's pretty cool. Oh, we've got another one. Another emoji's just fired off. I've just seen it. Sorry. Hello. Oh gosh. How do you pronounce that? Was chess? Hello. Thank you for following. God, you lot have really difficult usernames. Yeah, I like it. I like the colors. I really like the background. That's nice. There is an issue here with the health. but that's cool. Let's see if we can get the code, shall we? That would be good. Oh, I need to roll the dice before we do that. So rolling the dice, roll again. This, see, like I said, this, I like seeing how people approach these things. So you can, in different ways. So you roll the dice, and you can roll again, meaning the modal will stay, and then you can just keep. Oh, and this is special powers as well. You roll a 6, which means that all of these are active. Roll again. Yeah, I like it. Cool. So, yeah, you can see how different people have thought about the UI and the user experience differently, which I like. Some things to note on the UI. I would change the hover state because that's a tad difficult to read for me anyway. So I would just change the colors. But apart from that, it's good. Increasing the health, decreasing the health. Yep, cool. Okay, right. Get into the code, Pete. Get into the code. So, I think I need to pull this down. Yeah. Let me see. Where did I find this? It was here. Let me clone that. Cloney, clone. I guess if I wanted to keep it as, it would be sensible of me to. That's not copied. Silly. Cool, and then git clone. I can never remember whether when you copy that, is the git clone, because sometimes no, it's not. It depends. If you're doing it through like Bitbucket, it actually gives you the clone. I think it's Bitbucket. Anyway, so let's see if we can get it to as it was, right? So monster battle, do an ls. Let's can out that README file. This app is being developed as part of the How to Code Well sweet. The running demo can be found. Yep, cool, groovy. And then npm jobbies. All normal yarn commands apply. Okay, right, so yarn. Fingers crossed I have yarn installed. Yarn install. Yes. I'm digging yarn at the moment. I really am, over npm. If anything, because of the emojis. But cool. Okay, so that looks like it's been installed. We've got the no modules folder there, and npm. Let's do. Shall I do a serve? What's the best? Or a run? Let's try a serve. Or do I need to do I can't remember. I'll just do it for npm. It works the same. Okay, cool. He says. I think it's because, I had that. Oh, check out that dragon. Can we just appreciate that dragon for a minute? Nice. I'm a big fan of dragons. Anyway, moving on to the app. It builds fine. We'll roll those dice. That's good. Fine, and we'll reset. That's good. I just want to quickly click through. Oh, hang on a minute. Delete monster. Jewel has been deleted. What's going on here? I think I've found something. I'm deleting the monster, but I've got this. I don't understand why. Close. Yeah, it comes on all of these as well. If I was to roll the dice again and roll, I think there's an issue with some of the overlays being. Let's see if we can get to another. This one, for instance. Let's close that down, and then click on that. Yeah, there is. So for some reason, I haven't seen the code yet, but for some reason the special powers seem to be put through into the modal when you, if that makes sense. So if I was to roll the dice again, it hasn't got special powers. So if I clicked on the delete, that doesn't come up. Does it come up on all the others? So there's another one. Let's close that down. Can I? Oh no, of course it's only that is there. Okay, so there's a little issue there. Only a little one. It's all good. All good. Here we go. Monster battle. At view. Okay, so we've got the top button. So these are the rolling of the dices. It's using view. So using the view on, click, roll dice, and then you've got the hover states, mouse leave and mouse over. Fine, cool. And then this would be V4. So this is creating a table row for each monster within the monsters array. I'll find that in a minute. With the key of index, which is cool, right? And then here is a class based on index of 4. Okay, I think originally I had this down as 2, but 4's fine. That's cool. So like alternating rows, like so black and blue, black and blue, black and blue. But 4's fine. So if you were to change that to 2, you should only get 2 colors. But that's cool. Okay, so then we've got this image, and we're requiring it based off of monster image. I'll discover what monster is in a MO. Name, race, strength, as in the class structure. Name, race, strength, and health. Great. I think the thing I really like about View is that it's very readable. So this is when you click, you run that destroy routine. Binding the headers, so these are the modals and the messages and the showing of the roll of the dice. Down here is the guts of it. So this is the array of special powers. This is when it's created, of course. This is the data that gets pushed back. So this is the monsters array, and I guess this is the current monster data. An array of special powers, whether or not the modal is visible. The header and the message of the modal. Dice 1 and dice 2, I'm presuming, and whether the powers are active or not. Cool. Okay. So the method here, create a name, is to create the name. I think we've seen. Yep. Cool. So this is going through. Careful with the when you're not doing triple equals here. If this is, I don't know whether that is a boolean, of course. Named is false, so named is a boolean. So that could be triple equals. You see, the IDE's picked that up as it's an unsafe comparison there. Okay, create the monsters. Setting whether the races are active. And the image. This is nice. So setting the strength, randomizing that. And the health. Rolling of the dice. Cool. I like the way everybody's done the rolling of the dice in a method, right? It's not just sort of thrown in there as just something extra. It's actually got its own little, it's a first class citizen. Roll of the dice. D1 and D2, much the same as we've seen before, although before there were some which were doing floats and rounding and so forth, but that's fine. It's an integer, right? so that's as bare bones as it needs to be honest. And then this is a triple equals comparison good, where D1 and D2, if that is the case, then special powers are activated, and then we roll the dice. Fine. So powers are active, true or false. Do we know this.D1? There must be somewhere, I'll find it in a minute, of getting the actual powers out of here. This modal, delete the monster, show the modal. Some commented out code. Okay, cool. And then here's the CSS. Cool. Let's take a little tinker around some of the components. We got a view component here. Sorry, a modal component. Here we go. Modal, and then the properties for that, the props, and their particular types. And then we can emit the closure and the rolling of these dice, and the closure of the modal. That's nice. That's nice. Cool. Groovy, groovy, groovy. Main.js. Public. I'm just having a nosy round, making sure I haven't. How does it then? How does it? Maybe I'm missing something, but how does it? How does it calculate the special powers? So we've got somewhere in here, we've got special powers, right? That's an empty array when it loads. And then we've got special powers. Yeah, so then we've got this array of special powers on when the view app is created. So how do we get the particular special powers out? Because if we were to run this again, right, so if I was to roll the dice and then roll until we got to a double, here we go. So 5 and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Okay, so let's roll again, see if we can get under 5. No, that's 5 and 5. 5 and 5 still, 6 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's getting the right number of special powers, but how is it working that out? I'm looking for this special powers. No, that's, how is it doing it? How's that happening? So this is the dice roll, and it's saying that special powers are activated, but it's not saying which ones are and which ones aren't. Maybe I'm missing something here. In the template section of app view, which is up here. Leaping over the monsters. Monster health. Table names, have I gone past it? Show dice roll. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, I see. This is a clever way of doing it. I wouldn't have thought of doing it like that. That's really clever. That's... Okay, so what we're doing here, essentially, is we're saying if the powers are active, so that's going to be a Boolean, true or false. And if I went down to, let me just get an idea for the, that's 87, so I remember. So we've got this special powers is this. Then underneath here, do we do a roll of the dice? Yes, we do. We're making sure that D1 and D2 are the same. If they are, then special powers are activated. And we're setting this powers are active. This powers active equals true, or false if not. Which means if we go to 87 again, this will become visible or invisible, depending on whether powers are active. another nice little thing for view there, view if, which is nice, so you can change your templates. And then here we've got, this is where the magic is for displaying the different types of special powers. Because if you roll a 5, you get 5 special powers. 2, you get 2 special powers. 1, 6, all of them. So what we're doing here is we're saying v4. So this is a for, like a PHP for each loop, a for loop, essentially. Power in index. Power and then the index in special powers. So we have this array. This array is here, special powers. So we've already got the 6 here, and then the key index. But this is the thing here. If v-if index is less than d1 minus 1, then we show the power. That's clever. That is very clever. That's using view to your advantage there. Hats off to you. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Because when I set this challenge, I was wondering how people would do this. Very, very good. Very, very good. Fair play to you. Awesome. Yeah. What's that? Well, I've just seen something red. Attempt to assign constant and okay. Cool. So the things that I would say, I mean, that blew my mind. That's clever. But the things that I would mention here for just tidying things up, you've got some variables that seem to be not assigned. I would also be careful with naming things that are just letters. And also the not having safe data type comparisons. You got 2 going on here. And also there was those bugs that we mentioned at the front end, with when you roll the dice and it shows the previous special powers if you try and delete the thing. They're only like little quirky things, nothing fundamentally broken here. But yeah, apart from those things, it's awesome. Really good. Now I'm a bit worried that I'm going to miss anybody out, so I'm going to just spend a little bit of time off stream just having a little look at the old Discord way back. Why am I getting so out of breath? So that was the question at the start. Mr. DB was asking bits and pieces. That's cool. And then we had, bear with me whilst I'm going through this. I tell you what, whilst I do this, have a look at the dragon. If I can get out of this. There we go, the other way. Have a look at the dragon whilst I'm looking at this. Cool. I think that might be coding test April 2020. That was Mr. DB. Yeah, cool. Got done that. Awesome. Cool. I am happy. I think I've covered everybody. If I haven't, then please just let me know and I will jump on it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a slurp of my drink, and then why is that still? Yeah, and then I will discuss the next challenge. Awesome dragon. Oh gosh, I wish I had a better sleep last night. Sleep was rubbish last night. Typically blaming the dog on this one. He got me up so early. Unfortunately, Murphy's had a bit of a jippy stomach recently. Cool, so I have done everybody. Cool, okay, right, let's crack on with the next challenge, code challenges. So I've checked out a branch called May Challenge, and I guess what I should do is load this up locally before I push it to live, just to go through it all. So I'm going to just do that now. Let's Right, let's find the because this time the battle commences. Right, I'm gonna have to find this on my system. Bear with me just a second whilst I do all of this. CD back into code. Code, how to code well. Challenge ons. Looks like the Gatsby file to me. Alright. So, right, let's do Gatsby develop. Yeah, run out for that port. So this challenge is all about the fight, right? We've got to a point now with this game where we've got all the characters, poof, and we've worked out the special powers. We've also worked out... Ooh, there's an issue there. We've also worked out the dice roll. So we've got a number for the dice. It's time to do the calculation and work out who is fighting who, and also... so who's fighting who, and also the changes, the calculations to their health and their strength based on the special powers. So let me see. Let me bring this back up. Right. Okay, so this is the one that we've just done, and I want to work on the May one. And the May one should be in 5. That's why it's not showing, I think. Let me build that again. Why is that not appearing? Yeah, that is appearing, sorry. Okay, so the May challenge. We're going to distribute the powers. We're then going to pair each one up, and then we're going to process the powers, and then I'm yet to write down the fighting routine. So we'll do this on stream. So over here, let's bring that out just a wee bit. All right, so we're going to build a game. It's going to take a couple of months. This is the 3rd month, and this is the 3rd part. Okay, so building a fighting game part 3. In this challenge, you'll be in this challenge you will be starting the fight. You can mix PHP, JavaScript, and HTML and CSS. Frameworks are allowed, however, bonus points if you don't use a framework. Hats off to Mr. DB for not doing so. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Level 1, distribute the special powers. So you've got the special powers now. You've made that roll of the dice, and if you hit a double, then you get the special powers, right? What I want you to do now is to distribute these randomly to all of the players, all of them. So this is going to take a little bit of math because there's going to be a different number of players, right, depending on the fight. So let's say you've got 100 players straight off the bat, right, and you've rolled a double 6, so you've got 6 special powers. I want you to distribute them randomly across the 100. Now, 6 into 100 doesn't really go very well, so there's going to be powers left over, and if that's the case, then that's fine. Just get rid of them. Only one player can have a power, so only one special power is allowed per creature. So the first thing, I got a bit ahead of myself there. The first thing is to randomly pair up the fighters. So when you hit roll the dice, what I want you to do is randomly pair up the opponents. There can only be one opponent to one opponent. So let me put that down as a thing here. Only, I can't spell. Only one opponent per. Only one opponent to. Does that make sense? Only one opponent to each opponent. That doesn't make sense. Only one opponent per per battle? No, because that battle is the whole thing, isn't it? Only a... Okay, here we go. A creature can only have one opponent per, I can't spell, per fight. Now, again, this is going to be a challenge because you're going to have odd and even opponents, right? Odd and even things. So there'll be a time when you just won't be able to match them up because there'll be, say, 7 opponents and you can't do that. Or 3 opponents, so there'll be one opponent that is just not going to have a fighter. And if that is the case, that is fine, but you have to deal with that scenario. I haven't really mentioned yet, but what you could do, and I don't mind if you do, let's use one of these as an example. Yeah. What you could do, and I haven't mentioned it, you don't have to, but if it makes it easier, you could have another column with the opponent's name. Actually, let's just put that in. Let's do that. Create a column, because then it'll be easier for me to actually see that this is happening. Create a column for the opponent. Sorry, this is where I'm now changing the spec. This is what in the industry you call feature creep. Opponent. Create a column for the opponent with the opponent's name, which holds the opponent's name, right? Okay, so there's going to be columns in here. There's going to be like another column here of the opponent's name, and obviously, like I said, if you had only 3 fighters, then there'll be one fighter that doesn't have an opponent, right? So this will be, if we were to use this as an example, say just these 2 here, you would have Ambrosia fighting Serapco. So you would have Ambrosia versus Serapco here, and then you would have Serapco versus Ambrosia here, right? In this column. Okay. Cool. So randomly pair the fighters together, and I will put in there will be fighters who do not have an opponent due to an odd number of fighters. Yeah, cool. Okay, level 2. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm writing this in the wrong thing. Sorry. Gosh, what am I doing? Correct. This needs to be in level 2. Sorry. On pair up. Okay, so level 1, distribute the special powers. Hang on a minute. No. I've screwed this up. This should be level... This is what happens when you start doing this late at night. Randomly pair fighters together should be in this here, and this should be level 1 because this would be the start. So level 1, randomly pair fighters. This would be level 2. So that's going to be level 2. That's going to be level 1. Not 21. Jeez. Okay, this is going to be in here. The creature can only have 1 opponent per fight. This will make sense. Create a column which holds the opponent's names. There will be fighters who don't have an opponent due to an odd number of fighters. Okay, so this is level 1. All right. I hope that makes sense, right? So you randomly pair the fighters together. So it's not a case of like this person fights this person, and this person fights this person. You randomize it. All right. I was gonna consider doing it in teams, like teams of based on the type, but let's not overcomplicate it. So yeah, you randomly pair them up. A creature can only have one opponent per fight. Create a column which holds the opponent's name. There will be fighters who do not have an opponent due to an odd number of fighters. Okay, cool. Okay, level 2, distribute the special powers. So randomly distribute the special powers across the creatures. Okay, only one special power is allowed per creature. Display the special power in the power column, right? So if I'm sorry for picking on this one, but with the special powers you would put it here, right? So Ambrosia would have, say, increased health of 100, and Serpico, I can't say it, could have something completely different, right? So decreasing health by 100 or something like that. Now there is an interesting special power. If we go over to, it's probably easier if I just showed you on, say, the April one. There is an interesting special power, right? So double 1 increases the health to 100, double 2 decreases the health by 100, double 3 increases the strength between 1 and 100. This one decreases between 1 and 100, but this one here skips a go. This one skips a go. So if this is the case, then both players need to come out of the fight. Okay, so if player A is fighting player B and player B has this power, then the fight doesn't go ahead. However, saying that, if player A has increased health by 100 and player B has hide, then player A still has the ability to increase their health by 100. All right, and player B just goes away, just skips, and then that's it. You don't do the fight. So there is some interesting calculations here as to what you do, and also what you do first, right? So for example, if player A increases the health of 100 and player B decreases the opponent's health by 100, then essentially that cancels that out. Oh yes, I was very cruel when I did this. I was in one of those moods. I blame Murphy. So display the special powers in the special power column, and then number 3. This is the interesting part. Is adjust the HP strength and remove creatures from the brawl where necessary. So I'm going to put in an example here of basically what I've just said. So let's do. Oops, can't get my example. So let's say, for example, player. Let's call it opponent because we're mixing our words. So opponent A and opponent B, right? So they have the special power. I wonder if I can do this as a table. It might work better as a table. Nah, let's keep it simple. So opponent A equals the special power of, if I can find the tab, here we go. Increase health to 100. And so let's say we roll. Let's say we roll a double 2. A double 2 was rolled. Okay, so now we have 2 special powers. Okay, so opponent A increases their health by 100. and opponent B decreases the opponent's health by 100. So in this case, this would result in opponent A having no change to health, right? Because what we're doing is we're increasing by 100 and then we're decreasing by 100 of the opponents. You see? So that's example 1. I'm going to do another example as well. So let's say, for example, yeah. So a double, what was it? A double 5. A double 5 was rolled. Opponent A decreases the strength between 1 and 100, and opponent B hides. So this would result in opponent A having a reduction, reduction of health between 1 to 100. I'm going to put in, I think this is how you do it in Markdown. Is it? Okay, I should be able to see that in, no, is it just that, is it? I can't remember Markdown. I'm sure it's whatever. I'm trying to look for that to be bold. Anyway, so this would result. So opponent A would have a reduction of health between 1 and 100, and also the fight would not happen because opponent B is hidden. And again, I can't spell opponent. Do I need to do another example? Let's have a look. So double 6. Yeah, okay, let's do this. So yeah, let's do another example. So example 1, that's example 2. We'll do another one. Example 3. Okay, so opponent A, let's say 6 was rolled. A double 6 was rolled. Opponent A has the ability to steal 50% from the opponent, and opponent B randomly increases their strength to 100. Okay, so this would result in. This is interesting because it depends on the order that you do this, because opponent A is going to steal 50% of the strength from their opponent, right? So their opponent A will be 50%, or opponent A will have a strength of 50% greater, or 50% of opponent B. That's what I'm trying to say. But because opponent B has this special power, they've increased their strength between 1 and 100. So what I would like to do in this instance is work out this one first and then work out this one. Okay, so opponent B increases their strength between 1 to 100, and then opponent A steals 50% of that. So opponent A wouldn't, so we would do opponent B would increase would gain an increase of strength. Whoops. Strength between 1 to 100. And then opponent A would gain 50% of opponent B's health. All right. Okay. So this is I'm wondering if we should skip this now and then like leave the fight until the next one, because this is actually quite complicated. Does power 1 increase health to 100 or by 100? They aren't the same thing. Okay. Does power 1? How do you mean, Internet Hippo? Have I put something down that doesn't make sense? Probably, knowing me. Let me have a look and see. It's probably easier to see it on here. Processor special powers, adjusts HP. Opponent A increases the health to 100, decreases the opponent's health by 100. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean, Internet Hippo. Does power 1 increase? Does power increase health to 100 or by 100? Okay. So is this? Are we talking about? Are we talking about this one here? I think it was a typo, as the opponent may already have over 100. Oh, I see. Okay. No. So it can have it can have over 100. It doesn't matter. 100 isn't the limit. Like if it had 5 million, that would be perfectly acceptable. It just can't have anything less than 0 in terms of health. If they have less than 0, then they're dead. So in example 1, if health goes to 100 and then gets decreased by 100, the result is 0, not unchanged. Oh, sorry, I see what you mean now. Beg your pardon. Yeah, you're right, aren't you? Of course you are. This was in example 1. So a double 2 was rolled, increased the health by 100, decreases the opponent's by 100. If they were, because I haven't mentioned what their health was originally. Do the double 1 if increase health by 100. So if health goes to 100 and then gets decreased by 100. Well, hang on, I'm having a think now. I'm having a think. Let me just stroke my beard and have a think. So we increase the health by 100, and then we increase the health by 100, and then we decrease the health. That should be health, not Heath. By 100. This would result in the opponent A having no change to health. Or should it be 0? It really depends on which one goes first, doesn't it? Because if we decrease the opponent's health by 100 and then increase the health by 100, or if we increase the health by 100 and then remove it, then it would be back to 100. Urgh. Do the double 1. What do you think it should be? If health goes to 100, then gets decreased by 100. I think it really depends on where the health is. Let's put in another example. So let's say, for instance, all right, let's set this out. Okay, so opponent A starts with a health of 200, right? And opponent B starts with a health, this one doesn't matter, of 250, whatever. Opponent A increases the health to 100, making this 300, right? And then opponent B decreases the opponent's health, that's their opponent's health, by 100, making this back to 200. So yeah, that would mean that it would go back to what it is. So opponent B, so this would result in opponent A having no change to health. It would still be 200. That makes sense in my head, I think. The word to means you are specifying an endpoint. By means you are specifying the amount of change. Increase by? Does that make sense? Increase health by 100, not to 100. Is that +1? Is that better? So I've changed that to by. Have I screwed up everything else? Opponent A would, that looks fine. Change line 37, which is this one. Oh yeah, cool, good. Cool. Yeah, what I'll do, right? I'll put in a little. I think it's probably wise if I put in a little note. So here, please note that there is no cap on health or strength. However, if the health is 0, the player should be removed from the game. Okay. Okay. I might leave it there and do the fight next month. I'm not sure. That does sound like a really complicated thing. I don't know. I was gearing up for doing the fight this time round. I might just leave that because we need to take into consideration the actual dice rolls as well, because I want to. Yeah, I tell you what, let's not do that. I need to think a little bit more about the ins and outs of that, I think. So let me have a look on the browser. So we pair them up, randomly pair the fighters together. A creature can only have one opponent per fight. Create a column which holds the opponent's name. There will be fighters who do not have an opponent due to an odd number of fighters. Level 2, distribute the special powers. Randomly distribute the special powers across the creatures. Only one special power is allowed per creature. Excuse me. Display the special power in the special power column. Then level 3, process the special powers. Adjust the health points, strength, and remove creatures from the brawl where necessary. Yeah, okay, so example 1, a double 2 was rolled. Opponent A starts with a health of 200, and I need to put in, this isn't formatted correctly, is it? So that would be that one, and that probably, example 2, a double, opponent A decreases strength. Yeah, I think that should be okay. So does that, there we go. So a double 2 was rolled. Opponent A starts with a health of 200. Opponent B starts with a health of 250. Opponent A increases health by 100, not to 100, by 100. Yeah. Opponent B decreases their opponent's health by 100, and this results. This would result in opponent A having no change to health. It would still be 200. Because what we've done here is we've increased by 100, which would mean that would be 300. But then opponent B has a special power to decrease their opponent's health by 100, which means that it would still be 200. Okay, double 5 was rolled. So opponent A decreases the strength between 1 and 100. So not all of these special powers are good. So opponent B hides and skips a go. This would result in opponent A would have a reduction in health between 1 and 100, but the fight would not happen because opponent B is hidden, but they've still reduced their health, okay? Example 3, a double 6 was rolled. Opponent A steals 50% of health from the opponent, and opponent B increases their strength between 1 and 100. And the way I would like this to work, which is a bit weird, I suppose, is opponent B would gain an increase of strength between 1 to 100, and opponent A would gain... I think this might be a little bit weird because I'm now saying that you should work out opponent B first before opponent A. So I think what I'm going to suggest, actually, is that you need to randomize which strength is processed first. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. So I'm going to put in, because the more I think about it, the more it's going to depend on which opponent has what skill. Why is that really small? In processor special powers here, okay. At this point here, I'm going to say once the opponents, and I can't spell for toffee today, have been paired up, randomly select which opponent uses their special power first, because of course if can I change that? Are you gonna help me out here? Thank you. If this was different, right? If this was a different order, like if opponent A went first and then opponent B, in terms of the special powers, then it would be a different result. So that's a bit of a caveat. Once the opponents have been paired, randomly select which opponent uses their special power first, not fist. Okay, and I want to find, is there a way of, I'm sure there is a way of making these a little bit, is it that? Yes, it is that. I want to put these bold. I thought that was the case. I just wasn't seeing it on the output on the right hand pane here. Okay, and then I'm going to put in this section here. Remove players who have a health of 0. I think this is probably the best way to do this, and I think the next month will be the fight. I know I'm dragging this out a little bit longer than I said I would, but I think it's probably, once we get over the special powers thing, I think when we commence the fight. Although, saying that, there's not going to be many levels next month. I'm having a think. I'm thinking it would be nice to do something else next month, of course. If I was to do the fight, let me step through how the fight would commence. I think that's probably a good thing to do. Let me write this down as I go, and then I'll make a decision. So let's say, what are we on, level 4 now? Yeah, level 4. So if the fight was to commence, so level 4, it would look a little bit like this. So after all of the special powers have been processed, and after all the characters have been removed, if they need to be removed, perhaps their special powers have killed off their opponent, then what I would like is to take the dice roll and add it to the strength of the opponent, and then subtract the strength from the opponent's health. So that's like the last thing, right? So after the special powers have been processed, after the special powers have been processed, add the dice roll to the to each of the players' strength, and then subtract. Actually, no. Let's do something first. After the special powers have been processed, randomly. There's a lot of random stuff going on here. Randomly decide which opponent will strike first. Okay. So you should have two opponents. And so add the dice roll to the strength, and then subtract. Actually, this is probably better, isn't it? Subtract the sum of the strength plus the dice roll from the opponent's health, right? And then if the player has a health of 0, then remove the player. Repeat for the second opponent. I'm mixing player and opponent. I shouldn't be doing this. Opponent. So this is how I kind of foresee the fight actually taking place. So you do all the special powers, and so you work out who, their strengths and their healths, and you also work out who is in the game, who has died due to the special powers, and also who has hidden from the fight. So you work all that out, and then after that, it is a case of after the special powers have been processed, once they're all paired up, you randomly decide which opponent will strike first. So you'll have a pair, and then it'll be either opponent A or opponent B striking. And then what you do is you subtract the sum of the strength plus the dice roll from the opponent's health. So let's say, for example, opponent A has a strength of 50, and we've rolled a 6. That becomes 56, right? And then so we then subtract 56 from the opponent's health. If the player has a health of 0, if the opponent's health has been reduced to 0, then remove that opponent, okay? And then repeat for the second opponent, because obviously you're doing it in a pair. So you're gonna, so for example, a river troll or a troll might be punching a dragon. I can't remember what the characters were, but it could be like attacking a dragon, and then but the dragon's health might be far greater than the troll's strength and the dice roll put together. And so if that happens, then they then fight. And then this whole process just keeps going when you roll the dice until you get the final player. So what I was going to do with level 5 is display the winner. So keep rolling the dice until all the players have died. So this is if the remove that opponent from the game. There we go. Keep rolling the dice until all the players have until you get a winner. Show that winner in a modal, and you could do that with a congratulatory type thing. So like a champion, yay, won the battle, that kind of thing. So keep rolling the dice until you get a winner. Show that winner in the modal stroke alert. Okay, this is a lot to chew through. My only concern, I suppose, is if we were to do this next month, so like bleed this out for another 2 months, I think what I'm going to do, because I know that there's a lot to do here. I think what I'm going to do is give you a month to do this, and then I'll check back, and if people want more time, then we'll do more things. Okay. I'll give you an extra month if needed. This will be using the April's challenge, so make it look good. Yeah. Cool. I think that makes sense in my head. So we'll work from the top. We are going to build a game it's going to take a couple of months, and this is the third part. I'm going to say this is the third and final part. And this is the third and final part. Okay. In this challenge, you'll be starting the fight. In this challenge, that doesn't make sense. In this challenge, you'll be starting the fight. And calculating. You'll be starting the fight. Processing the special powers and displaying the winner. Okay, you can mix PHP, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Frameworks are allowed, however, bonus points if you don't use them. I'm going to put that on another line. There we go. Please note that there is no cap. I'll put this as EM, I think. There we go. Please note that there is no cap for health. That should be for, not of. Please note that there is no cap for health. No health cap. No health or strength cap. However, if the health is 0, then a player should be removed from the game. Cool. Okay, level 1, pair up. Randomly pair the fighters together. A creature can only have one opponent per fight. Create a column which holds the opponent's name. There will be fighters who do not have an opponent due to an odd number of fighters. And then I'm going to say on here as another caveat. If there is an odd number, then please ensure that the special powers are still processed. So, for instance, you might have like a player that doesn't have an opponent because there's an odd amount of players, but this player in particular has a special power that allows them to increase their health. That process still needs to be in play. Okay, then distribute the special powers. Randomly distribute the special powers across the creatures. Only one special power is allowed per creature. Display the special power in the special power column. Adjust the HP strength and remove creatures from the brawl where necessary. Once the opponents have been paired randomly, randomly select which opponent uses their special power first. Remove players who have a health of 0. That makes sense. Cool. So in example 1, and we'll put in, why is that? Yeah, okay, that'll do. Example 1. I will remove this and just change it to be strong, I think. And we'll do the same for example 2. I'm just tidying things up now. And example 3. Cool. Level 4. Right, okay, good. So, once that all changes, yeah, example 1, a double 2 was rolled. Opponent A starts with a health of 200. Opponent B starts, that should be with an S there. Opponent B starts, there we go, S, starts with a health of 250. Opponent A increases their health by 100. Opponent B decreases their opponent's health by 100. This would result in opponent A having no change to health. It would stay at 200. It would still be health, full stop. it would still be 200. Cool. Example 2, a double 5 was rolled. So opponent A decreases the strength. That should be decreases their strength. Starts with, that's cool. This one decreases their strength between 1 and 100. That's it. Opponent B hides. So opponent A would have a reduction of health between 1 and 100. The fight would not happen because opponent B is hidden. Okay, cool. So example 3, sorry. A double 6 was rolled. Opponent A steals 50% of the strength from their opponent. Opponent A would... this one, isn't it? From opponent B. From opponent B. Increase the strength between 1 to 100. Increase their strength between 1 and 100. So opponent B would gain an increase of strength between 1 to 100. Opponent A would gain 50% of opponent B's health. Okay, cool. Level 4 is the fight. So after the special powers have been processed randomly, there should be a comma there, I think. Processed. No comma there. Come on, dyslexia. After a special power, blah 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 blah. Subtract the sum of the strength plus the dice roll from the opponent's health. If the opponent's health has been reduced to 0, then remove the opponent from the game. Repeat for the second opponent. Level 5 is display the winner. Keep rolling the dice until you get a winner. Show that winner in the modal stroke alert. And level master, don't use any frameworks. That is the challenge. That is the game. As always, if you've got any questions, then please do let me know, and also let everybody else know. And I'm going to make a mention on something in a minute about this. This is the, if I can get the right spelling. That's the Discord link there, howtocodewell.net/Discord, and use the coding help channel to ask questions about this challenge in terms of the coding help, but do feel free to ask questions regarding the rules and the levels in the challenges channel. Now, I just want to mention something. This is going to come across as a complaint, and I'm not complaining one bit, not one bit at all. I just need to mention this due to my own sanity. So recently, I've had a surge of people ask me questions, which I don't mind. I love answering questions, coding questions. But a lot of people not on the Discord server have been asking me questions directly over Twitter, and like, you can't ask a question in a direct message and put code in a direct message. You just can't. It's just impossible to format code in a Twitter DM. If you've got any questions, then please don't hesitate to ask me. I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible, but please, if you want to ask a question, please use the Discord server. Don't try and use Twitter DMs to ask coding questions about Docker volumes or JavaScript variable names or something like that, where I have to look at code, because the Twitter DMs is just not a place for that kind of stuff. And also, I've also managed to receive quite a lot of emails recently from people asking questions to do with code. Again, emails aren't a great place to ask coding questions either, because you can't format the code. It doesn't look great. I've also had attachments sent to me via email. So code sent as zip files and as, doc files, so Word documents, so code in there. I'll be brutally honest, if anybody sends me an attachment, I'm not going to open it. Not without running it through virus checking first. If you've got a coding question, then please do join the Discord server and ask it in the coding help channel. It's also great because it's a community. We've got We're coming up to 220 people in the Discord server, which is fantastic. And everybody, people there will be able to help, not just me as well. So please do join. And don't be afraid to ask questions. That was the thing that I was concerned about saying this, because I don't want to turn anybody off from asking me a question. I just think it needs to be asked in the right way. There is a link to the How to Ask a Question site that I have created to show you how to format questions in the Discord, to format the code and so forth. But anyway, that's the rant over and done with. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this up to production, and I'm also going to put in the various I'll push this up to YouTube, and I'll list everybody in the challenge. Cool. Woohoo! Is it time for my dinner yet? Oh, thank you very much, Tyranid. Thank you. That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. Cheered with 10 bits. Oh, thank you very much. I hope everybody is doing okay with the lockdown. It's I am starting to feel like I'm kind of clawing at the wall sometimes. But I tell you what I did manage to do yesterday. I did a lot of Cucumber JS Behat testing. If you watched the stream the other evening, or whenever it was, I was struggling so much with Cucumber. It was painful. It was probably painful to watch, but I spent a whole of yesterday going through it, and now it makes sense. So we're going to be probably doing some more of that on Tuesday, all right? But in the meantime, I do hope everybody's doing well. Tyranid's saying hopefully they'll open up a bit, but I fear they will be just... Yeah, it's going to be... Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly no expert. It's the first lockdown I've had. But I think what will happen, if you want my opinion, is that they'll open things up gradually rather than, suddenly opening up everything. Yeah. But hey-ho. That's life, the crazy life we live at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to shoot off and grab my dinner. Thank you ever so much for watching. Happy coding, everybody, and I will see you again on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. BST. All right? Thank you for that. That really... Thank you, Mr. DV. I needed that comment. Thank you. All right, take care. Take care, everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.